Hey my scrappy friends, this is Hannah with you today, and I will be voicing over this amazing layout that Megan made while we were together. So I hope you are ready. So right now I am just using some clear gesso on this pattern paper background. When you use clear gesso, you will be able to see any pattern that you put on the background, and you really want to make sure that you get the background all fully covered if you are going to do your media on the whole thing. Otherwise, you will have spots where some of the media that you try to use will leak and go through the paper, and that's not really fun. It will definitely buckle. You definitely want to make sure that you clean your space, because if you don't, then it dries really funky, and especially your tools, because gesso is a thicker substance. It can mess up paintbrushes and your tools, just like anything that you use through a stencil too. So I'm going to be using a big 12 by 12 stencil. I am just cutting this down a little bit before. Actually, Megan is cutting this down. I am not cutting it down. I will say that. So this is Vicky Boutin, the Prism glaze. This is the new one that just came out. And so Megan is going to be putting this through the stencil. And as you can see, Megan's not using the whole stencil. She is also putting this a little off to the center, so it's not quite full. This is a nice thing that helps when you're looking at it. If you put it right in the center, your eye could get tired easily, and so then when you add it off to the center, and then it gives you more space to play on the other side as well. So this is a really, really yummy blue color. I mean, not yummy enough to eat. You definitely don't want to eat it. But it's very, very shimmery and shiny and really fun. One thing that you also want to remember when you're doing this is making sure that you don't move your stencil at all, because this isn't super, super thick. So it will kind of go underneath the stencil, and who wants that? So now it is all dry, and I have not used this glaze very much, so I'm not sure how long it takes to dry, but it didn't seem like it took too long. So, I mean, around what a lot of other texture pastes take. So you definitely want to let it dry before. One rule of thumb that I tend to think of is if I do it at night, the last thing, and I leave it overnight, then. So Megan is going to be gutting this. This means that she can use the inside part and the outside part. So you get more bang for your buck, which is also really fun. Some of these papers that Megan are using are from the Meggy Homes collection, that the Sunny Days one. So, and we're just going to layer. There also is some papers from a 6x6 pad that is, one canoe too. It took me a second to think about that. And so these are just fun little layering bits. And when you use a 6x6 pad, this is perfect for doing these little layers. This is a metal and like metallic or magnet. It's not metallic. Well, it is metallic, but it's a metal and it's magnet, but it has the ruler on it. So this is one thing that Megan wasn't using, but I actually have a craft mat that has so it adheres to it. So it's a VR memory keeper, just in case you guys wanted to know. But this is how Megan is adhering her title, so that she has a place to put it, but she can move it around and just really see, especially if you really want your title to be really straight or in a certain place, it really helps. And as you can see, Megan is not building this on the media part.
It probably wasn't dry yet.
I'm assuming it wasn't dry, so she was trying to do this before it was dry so that she could finish the layout And I often do this as well. So you just have to remember that you only have a limited amount of space. So sometimes that is kind of hard to do. So if you know you're one of those people who like to take up a lot of space by accident, you probably don't want to try this. But
I was scraplifting too.
And Megan is scraplifting Sandy, who is State Goddess on YouTube. I'm assuming that at the end there'll be photos so that you can see the original. And I think this is for the Victoria Marie crop. We both attended and are playing along with many of the challenges. So it was like scraplift or be inspired by your favorite designer. So, and just a little bit about the photo, because I can't really tell you too much of the background on the photo, but it is like all these slides. It's really hard to see. Well, maybe for you guys it's not as hard, but it's harder for me to see because it's a small screen. But when you look at the photo, there is like a ton of like slides all together at like amusement park. So, and her kids are all watching people slide down, probably wishing but scared to go down them. And by this title, this is really cool. I imagine they all thought it was really awesome.
Okay, so I'm going to interject real quick. So it's actually the Olympic Park in Utah.
Okay.
So it's skiers that are practicing going down the big jumps.
Okay. I don't know if you heard Megan, but this is actually at the Olympic Park in Utah, and you can watch the skiers go down while they practice, which is really cool, even more cool. Thus, the name. This is really cool. I'm guessing that title, you know, sometimes you don't... I feel like I have a hard time with titles, so I can't speak for Megan, but if you're not intentional with having a really cool title, sometimes it just does not work. But so Megan's kind of playing around, figuring like where on the page she wants the title on the photo to match up so that she can have open space. And she had layered out at the beginning, and so now she's going to add them in, and there are some punch tags and just a little bit of ephemera piece that says summer. That's an old piece. That's from like Simple Stories, I want to say. That was like one of the first collections I got. Anyway, so now we are just about done, and you will get to see all the lovely photos and close-ups. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great, great scrappy day.